Another month is over, but why were these our favourite games?
Hi, I'm Julian and this is Libby, and we make up BoxedMeeples right here on YouTube.
My favourite game that I played in November was Outlive. Now this is a game that I've been looking for quite some time because I thought that Julian would absolutely love it. So I've had it on sort of a watch list for probably 3 years or so, thinking that I'd wait for a birthday or Christmas or something. But we actually picked this one up at UK Games Expo from Hachette. It was one of the last few collector's editions that were there. So I was really excited to get it, and we finally got it to the table. This is a post-apocalyptic game. There's just been a nuclear war and you're playing a tribe down in a shelter, a bunker, and you're having to head up and get enough water and try to survive until there's sort of another section of a colony that's going to come and save one of the tribes. So if you're not the best tribe there in the game, by the end you're pretty much definitely going to die from the nuclear war and the radiation. And this is worker placement. You are kind of going around gaining these resources that you need to survive. Obviously there's water and bits and pieces like that, but there's so much else going on here. You have different sort of powers of your meeples that you're placing on the board, and some can intimidate others if they're a higher power, which is interesting with the other tribes that you're competing with. So say for example, if I had a power 5 meeple, Julian had a power 3, I can go in and I've got 2 extra power that I can tell you to give me some water. You know, it's a little bit Walking Dead. I've got a gun to your head kind of feel about it. And you're each building up your shelter in different ways, which is also really interesting. So you'll be leaning towards different special conditions or abilities that you're going to be trying to work towards, and in order to activate those you have to have enough survivors on them, which you're going to have to feed and water before the end of each round. So gaining enough resources to activate these things and then keep them alive throughout the game so you can keep using these abilities that you've got is really interesting in terms of a balance. Is someone focusing on hunting? Is someone focusing on water? Is someone focusing on events? And events are quite a big part of this game as well. They come up each round, there's a new one, and they stay there until they've been resolved by somebody. And obviously if you choose to solve the event, you're going to be getting survival points, victory points for having done so. But you're using precious resources that you might need elsewhere, so that weighing up of whether it's worth me taking that, getting rid of this bad thing that's affecting everyone around the table but I'm getting the victory points, or do I really just need to make my engine work? And obviously you can tool up and get different amounts of equipment, and if you've got equipment that pair together you're getting extra points for that. So there's a lot of different ways to be thinking about how best to manage and how to work this puzzle, and the theme just works really well with it. Just really love the play. I'm excited to get hold of an expansion already.
Yeah, I really love the kind of marriage of theme and gameplay. Often you have, a theme that's overlaid on the game. You don't really feel like it works together. This one is dripping in theme because the placements options you have is so small, so it does feel really tense and really exciting as you're working out where do I need to go urgently and where do I want to stop someone else going.
And actually, where am I going to think that I need to go next turn? Because you can only travel so far.
Yeah.
So it is one of those games where you have to sort of think about not just this turn, but where's that going to leave me for the next round.
Yeah, I thoroughly loved Outlive, and it would have been my game of the month as well if it wasn't for Tamashii. Now, if you wrote down all the things I love, it would be a heavy narrative game, it would be almost the future science fiction kind of game. I love the cyberpunk, I love Japan, and that has everything in Tamashii. So this is an Awaken Realms Lite game. The idea being you get a kind of Awaken Realms experience, with the fantastic production values, but it's slightly simpler to get into, slightly quicker to play, and I think that really does deliver in this. So this is a scenario-based game inspired by films like Blade Runner and Autocarbon, all those kind of cyberpunk futuristic games. And as you're playing in a group of 1 to 4 people, you're trying to complete a different scenario. There's a range of sort of almost 20 available in the box. And those scenarios involve revealing parts of the map as you explore it, and then taking on various AI enemies which kind of stalk you and follow you around as you're trying to complete your objectives. Now, the speed at which you do these objectives will affect the way the game unfolds, and each of the scenarios have a range of choices that you have to collectively make as a group. which will then affect what parts of the mission is then further revealed. So you can be gung-ho and really go in with guns blazing, or you can be more tactical, step back and try and avoid catching attention, because as you are moving around the map trying to complete these objectives, you've always got the AI watching you, and if you stay still for too long, you're going to get attacked by enemies which attack to your character. But don't worry, while you start off at a very simple kind of walker level, what's exciting about this is you can change body types, because in this game you're not actually a physical presence, you're more of a digital presence that can skip between different bodies, and as you adopt different bodies you get different skills from them, and that allows you to kind of tailor the way you're behaving. And all this is done using a special launcher system, which is kind of like a slide puzzle. You're hacking different abilities, trying to line up certain combinations of colours to either do an effect on the opponents that are attacking you, or to just manipulate the game in certain ways and get different abilities as you go. So that happens kind of simultaneously, which makes it very quick to play. We can get through a scenario in this in around about 2 hours, and what's fantastic is it plays at varying player counts, but you can play one mission solo and then play a different mission later on at 4, using the stuff you've unlocked in a previous scenario in a later scenario. So though it's kind of a campaign game with an overarching story, you can have people kind of dip in and out. I absolutely love this game, and I backed it on Kickstarter going all in. I got the miniatures, which I've been loving painting. If you've been watching our channel, you would have seen my progress on how I've been doing those. And I just love the theme of it, I love the immersion of it, and the story itself is great, which is kind of what you're looking for in a narrative game.
Yeah, both of our choices this month definitely high up on the theme. Yeah.
But what games have you been playing? Let us know down in the comments down below. What's been your favourite game you've played in November? And of course, if you're looking for board games, a good place to start would be your friendly local game store. This will be coming to a friendly local game store soon, having just the Kickstarter version, and if you're lucky you can get hold of a copy of Outlive while it's still available. Yeah. But our friendly local game store is Chaos Cards here in the southeast of England, and if you're shopping with Chaos Cards, there's a discount code down below which you can use to save a bit of money at the checkout.
There is indeed, and I think it's a brand new one, so if you've used one previously, this one should now work again and you can save a few pennies.
And of course we are Julian and Libby, and we post YouTube videos all about board games twice a week, so if that's your kind of thing, do consider subscribing and liking this video.
We'll see you next time. Bye!